Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, what's up, guys? We finished we finished all over each other. No, I was kidding. We don't do that. We're not gay. Yeah, we finished listening to Red Sun Rising. Learned our songs and shit. I don't have a whole lot to say because, like I said, I've known this album for quite some time. It's one of my favorites. It's up there. But it was cool to like see how they took like their interpretation from like the 90s, especially after listening to STP, like one of like the 90s bands that like really, put that genre on the map. It was kind of cool to see like their interpretation and kind of dive into it like that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. When I was working on Emotionless, it was really fun to play some of the chords that I'm a little more familiar with playing. A lot of open string chords, a lot of big, large, multi-layered chords and things like that. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and some of those riffs were cool. I've always loved that like bridge riff in Emotionless. It's like, I don't know, it reminds me of something, but it's just that song in general just reminds me of Alice in Chains a lot. So that was pretty cool. It was cool to, finally do a song that wasn't just overdriven guitars. Because I think, for the most part, all of our songs that we've done were all...
Yeah, I think every single one that I've done was, for the most part, all overdriven. I don't think it was any clean guitars, really.
And the layering was pretty interesting. We did a lot of acoustic, and then a clean guitar, and then an overdriven guitar for most of it. As I did. I think that's what you did too, right?
Yeah, and I really learned the value of putting an acoustic guitar behind in the mix because it does kind of bring out and give definition to the chords, and actually that really helps with the rhythm too.
What acoustic guitar did you use?
It's
I didn't even think I saw that one.
One of my coworkers, Shane, he let me borrow his acoustic guitar. I don't even know what brand it is.
Was it a Fender or something?
It's not even a Fender. Like, I have no idea what it is.
Brand?
Yeah, but it sounded pretty good. I mean, it was really interesting too because I went out and bought a 9-volt battery thinking it was dead. It doesn't take batteries.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, and it's an electric acoustic.
Oh yeah, it's probably just like a pickup. It's probably like a pad. Mine is active. It's got an active preamp and a tuner and shit like that, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Mine's I have a Fender acoustic and it has a Fishman preamp in it. I don't really like it that much though. I ended up just miking it because I thought it just sounded a lot better, a lot more warm, a lot more real. So that's what I did.
Well, I'm sure a lot of players that have tried putting acoustic guitars on for the very first time on a record, I probably had the same reaction they did, and I was like, how is this really loud booming guitar gonna sound the way I want it to sound in the mix? And it actually does. It was really weird.
Yeah, it's when you're not used. That's another thing, when you're not used to playing acoustic, like learning the properties of it and how it, sits in the mix.
Right.
And like you said, you don't think it's gonna, but it's not about volume with shit like that. It's about where it sits sonically.
Right.
And those sit a little bit more, and probably they just kind of fill it out more. There's a lot more low end. There's a lot more. I don't know exactly what frequency it is, but a lot more in the high end too, because it's a little bit more twangy. You hear a lot more of the strings.
Right. Because I mean,
just kind of slapping.
When I kind of had my song finished and I hadn't done the acoustic yet, and I was thinking, it sounds all right. Maybe I'll go without acoustic, but no. The minute I put it on there, I was like, okay, yeah, that's what was missing. Yeah. Because I mean, it sounded so much better. And then I had 4 tracks of clean guitar at one point. And I removed 2 of them just because I didn't need them anymore. Yeah,
that's not. These guys aren't. You don't really need to layer that much because it ends up just sounding. It already sounds really big. It ends up just sounding kind of too full and muddy if you put too many layers. I wrote another solo for it. It was, I think, pretty close to the original solo, or at least close enough. I didn't learn it at all. I just kind of they're not hard.
No, they're not very hard. But at the same time, too, same thing. I didn't do my note for note at all, but I tried to kind of nuance kind of what they did. And man, I got to tell you, I cannot believe I was able to get even in the same ballpark as what he used for the tone on his lead tone. Yeah,
he uses a lot of different shit. So like I think I talked about it in the last video, but tremolo was a big one, and chorus. And then he used some weird ones that I've never heard of before, just some weird modulation effects. But yeah, I think you got pretty close.
Yeah, I got
What you
really
had.
close. It's not quite as dynamic, and for the sole purpose of not really knowing every single note that he played, there's a couple of parts that aren't going to sound quite right. But at the same time, though, I try to match some of the things that he did in the original.
Yeah, these were pretty easy songs. They're good though. Like they're repetitive, but they're not repetitive. You know?
Right. I mean,
and they're
riffs.
short enough so that it doesn't seem like it's just dragging on and on and on and on. I think, I don't know. I think mine was just under 4 minutes. I don't know how long yours was.
Mine was a touch over 4.5.
Yeah.
Well, it was over 4.5, but we probably are going to cut it down.
Yeah, but that song has it has a lot more changes than Blister. I did the song Blister.
We see Blister, though, even though it's not as dynamic of changes in it, it's still very effective.
The feeling of it changes throughout the song, and it builds up and it breaks down, and
right.
It does that a lot. Emotionless does too, and then that bridge riff it's fucking
that's
sick.
where it's super dynamic change right there.
Mm-hmm. And then it kind of goes back right into the, it goes right all the way back down to an acoustic.
Yeah,
that's right. Right after that.
Yep.
And then it builds back up to like the regular chorus. Yeah.
Yep. And then he's got like a small, and that's the thing too that I noticed about this band doing the song I did. Real subtle on the lead guitar parts. You really don't have to go crazy. You don't have to put a whole lot of melody on top. Just real subtle bluesy kind of guitar licks, and that's really all you have to do.
Yeah.
And then for the solos, I mean, it's serve the song. You don't really got to do anything insane.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And if anybody wants to, do vocals on these songs, any of them, not even just these two, but any of the ones we do, let me know. I don't know. I know some of my friends are singers. I'll tag you or whatever. I'm gonna call out a few people. So, Asian, if you want to do vocals, do it. Jessica, I know we haven't talked in a long time, but I know you're a good singer. I've seen your videos on Facebook. You're a really good singer, and it would be cool to have. I think it'd be interesting to have a female voice.
I think it would be. They really do.
And I've known her since first grade, so I'm gonna tag her. Let's see who else.
Just anybody that can sing. Great.
If you,
I mean,
and sing, like actually be able to sing.
Right.
Don't be like, oh yeah, I can sing, and then fucking come in here and I'm not gonna say waste my time because I'll enjoy hanging out anyway. But don't tell me you can sing and then come to my house and we're gonna record you singing like a fucking karaoke. Weekend motherfucker.
Don't come in here and be sounding like me trying to sing.
Yeah,
that would be awful.
You don't have to sound like a professional either, but if you want to add some vocals, let me know. You hit me up on Facebook, or if you got my number, text me or whatever.
Yeah.
Send me a message. I tried to sing for Blister, but I was on key and in tune for the most part, but I'm just not a natural singer. My voice, just like the way I enunciate words, I don't know. Just to me, it sounds cringy. You get in your head, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you're like, oh man, this is gonna sound like shit. And like, especially when you hear yourself singing, then it's like, ugh.
Right.
And you're also, comparing yourself to the likes of, the singer from this band or the singer from STP or
right.
Geddy Lee or
you
Matt
can't match
Heafy.
some of these people. I mean, they're just really talented, gifted singers.
Yeah.
And that's why I play an instrument, because I'm not a singer.
Yeah.
So
exactly. So yeah, let us know if you want to do some vocals. We'll follow us on Facebook, and I usually post about a week or so ahead of time what we're going to be doing next. So just let me know.
Yeah.
Hit us up on Facebook. Also, subscribe to us. We still only have 15. God damn it. We got like 400 and almost 440 likes and shit on Facebook. People that follow us. Come follow us on fucking YouTube. Come subscribe, like, comment. Engage with us. We're not
going to kill
weird
you
or anything like that. We like talking to like-minded people, and that's kind of why we're doing this too. Like, we like opinions. Let us know. Guest musicians would be great. I can record. I got the means to record here.
Even if you keep it adult, but if you want to criticize what we have done, where we might have made a mistake, point out some
we don't make mistakes. We're perfect at everything we do.
Anything, just some kind of discussion would be great.
We like having conversations about music, especially. See, what did I use to record mine with? I used my 7-string to record everything with, at least the electric guitars. I think I used, I think that's it. Maybe I used my my Warmouth to record the solo and leads, but I used my 7-string, my new Schecter, for all the rhythms, just because I didn't have anything else that was like in a standardish tuning. This is an E flat. Tim's pick is next.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick that's an album that I probably
90s again.
Yeah, I'm going late 90s or
Yeah.
like late 90s, but I believe it's the very first album I bought with my own money that I earned from chores.
Okay.
And this is gonna be Offspring's Americana.
Yeah. Isn't that the one? So you went to summer camp, and then didn't one of your friends show it to you there or
Yeah.
something like that, and then you went and bought it? Oh,
Yep.
with your camp money.
With Boy Scout camp money.
That's right.
And yeah, I mean it was.
And I remember I think I must have been like 8 when, because you were what, 13?
You were, yeah, because I was 13 going on 14.
Yeah, and I remember we listened to that album a lot when we were kids.
Yeah, it was all over the place on radio, especially Why Don't You Get a Job, and what was the other
Pretty
one?
Fly
Pretty
and,
Fly. Kids Aren't All Right.
Kids Aren't All Right, yeah. They're pretty underrated musicians, and I think Dexter's a pretty underrated singer.
I think so.
So, and there's a lot of, like, in their deep cuts where they kind of shine a little bit more than like their hits. A lot of their other stuff, they kind of got lumped in that pop punk category just because it's Pretty Fly for a white guy. And
well, like you just said, I mean, they're one of those weird bands where they could be played on pop radio and they could be played on rock radio just because at the time that's what was popular.
They were a little bit edgier than like pop punk, but they were, a little bit poppy to be like, just rock, like 90s rock.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a really good, solid punk album, and it left a lasting impression on me big time, and it kind of, sort of, in a big way, inspired me to get a guitar in the first place. So, I mean, it's kind of why I want to pick it. It's kind of, for me personally, it's kind of an important album. So,
yeah, it's a great album. other than back then, I always liked Ixnay better, but I kind of fell off the Offspring wagon, so it'd be kind of cool to, revisit it. Yeah, so this should be a pretty good one. We were kind of batting around a few other ideas, landed on Offspring, so that's cool. We'll see you next week, I guess, and we'll listen to Offspring and
get them slips learned.
Cool. Hit us up if you want to sing. We're gonna do Offspring, so you have to be able to hit those high notes
with a lot of power.
Ooh, it'd be kind of cool if we do like acoustic versions. I don't know if they've ever done acoustic versions of their songs. Jessica, hit me up if you want to do an acoustic version of an Offspring song. I think it'd be cool.
That would be pretty fucking sick. I mean, especially one of their more aggressive songs. That'd be really cool.
Cool. So yeah, Offspring. We'll see you next week.